Wow, everybody, I'm back. How's it going? It's been a couple weeks. This is everything that's going on in my life and in my world of tabletop games for a couple weeks here. Week 29 and week number 30, July 18th, all the way up to August 1st. Now, this video is about a week and a half late, and I apologize about that, but a lot of things have been going on behind the scenes, and there's a lot of things that I've been waiting on hearing about until I could actually make this video. So that's the reason why the video is late. So, without further ado, I've got a couple really awesome announcements. The first one is, we'll just go ahead and dive right in, is a couple of weeks ago, in case you guys have not known, I have been contracted by Fantasy Grounds to run Adventures League games for them every Sunday night. So if you have not followed the new Twitch channel that Fantasy Grounds has, please feel free to follow the channel. I'll be running games every Sunday night, Adventures League, official Adventures League, and that will be from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. And it's the crew from Fantasy Grounds and also Chris Lindsay from Wizards of the Coast, Robert Aducci with Adventures League, and also Rachel Ventura, that is with Legendary Games. And of course the crew with Fantasy Grounds, which is Doug, John, Carl, and James. So we've got quite a cast of players, and most of the time every week they'll pretty much always be there, but of course we'll have to miss, some people will have to miss some games. But we've already had 2 sessions. It's been super fun, and I'm really digging Adventures League. And plus it promotes Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. It promotes all of the different features that Fantasy Grounds has, which is the best virtual tabletop out there by far. And I'll also be doing pretty much, hopefully on a weekly basis, I'll be doing also a sort of like I guess you could say like a workshop, and I'll be showcasing new products that are on the Fantasy Grounds store. I'll be, taking questions like an AMA, and I'll be showing how to do things with Fantasy Grounds. And all of those, that's not going to be a permanent schedule as in a certain day/time. So just watch Twitter, watch Facebook, all that good stuff for Fantasy Grounds, and hopefully next week will be the first one. All right, so that's like the major news. It's awesome. I'm very humbled to be contracted by Fantasy Grounds. It's awesome. It's been a blast so far, and I'll see you guys on Sunday nights. All right, the next thing. Thank you guys so much for 10,000 plus subscribers on YouTube now. It seems like just a month or 2 ago, I was thanking you for 5,000 YouTube subs. So the YouTube channel is definitely getting pretty big. But it's still a small channel for a tabletop game. It's not a huge genre, as like World of Warcraft or League of Legends or any of the other big gaming channels. But hey, I thank every one of you 10,000 people that have hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. It means a lot to me, and you guys are the reason why I've continued to do this for 4 years now. In October it'll be 4 years that I've been doing this. Crazy how time flies by when you're having fun. And with those 10,000 subscribers, a couple other stats that are just staggering. I'm almost at 2 million views. I'll be there in a couple months. And 500,000 plus minutes watched a month. That's just staggering. And I appreciate it, guys. I truly do. So, last weekend we did not have any games. I had internet issues, and in fact, the last couple of months, you guys have probably noticed that during the streams I've been dropping periodically quite often. And I had a bad cable going from the wall to the high-speed router/modem. And what it was doing is it was making the modem ground out. So as I had the cable company over here at Bright House, we couldn't figure out what it was. Tried a new modem, tried a new router, tried everything, tried all new, and then the tech said, let's try the cable just in case. And that was the problem. So that was last Sunday. At about 7:30, my cable was back on. The cable TV and everything was working. It was just the internet just kept grounding out. That cable just kept grounding out the modem, and that's why it was tripping and always resetting, which was super frustrating on my part. I mean, it was super frustrating. So it's not been disconnecting. I think there's been one disconnection from TeamSpeak, although the web was still up. So thank you so much. It's working now. I'm back up to a massive download and upload. So even the quality of the videos and everything should go up a little bit. So all right, that's fixed. So that in turn led to an impromptu game yesterday that we had at 3 o'clock. A lot of people were like, holy crap, we didn't know you were playing Shadow of the Demon Lords. So, Shadow of the Demon Lord singular. Yeah, we played 3 to about 6:30 or so yesterday. We played a little over 3 hours. The party got the last hope, and that video is actually rendering and processing right now and will be put into 30-minute increments and on the YouTube channel tonight. Also, as for the bi-weekly videos, I'm going to be back to doing those more active now. Things, guys, have been super hectic, especially with taking on the Fantasy Grounds gig. Also trying to get everything done for the, I guess you could say, the major transformation of everything that I'm trying to accomplish with the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel, other channels, everything all in one. It's been a monumental task. It's been very few sleepless nights. I'm exhausted, but hey, this is the last time that I'm doing this, and I'm super excited to be working on this, and I'm super excited to be working with some people, doing some art, doing some animation and stuff like that. And of course, there's going to be delays along the way. And we've already hit a few of those delays. So I've wanted to have this stuff pretty much. I wanted by August 1st. I wanted this all to be done and behind me, so I can move on to bigger things. But unfortunately, I'm not even close to being done. So hopefully, by the end of August, I'll be done. I'm hoping. I'm really, really, really hoping to be done. Alright, so a little update on the projects that I've started over the past months is I've actually got my token project 100% done, and I think I ended up with about 2,500 NPCs and monsters. That's just NPCs and monsters, and that's a lot of token packs, and they all have the little bases on them now, and I love the little bases. So that is totally done. My Shadow of the Demon Lord project is totally done. I've created the Game Master's Codex and the Player's Codex. It has all the content up to about a month ago. And I'm done with that project, and I'm going to be starting a new project, which is going to be the Cipher system, which is next. So I'm going to be building a Player's Codex and a Game Master's Codex, and I'm really looking forward to playing some Cipher system as well. I really like that system. It's really it's geared towards role-playing and player creativity, and that's what I really like about it. And I want my players to get more involved. Instead of me just telling the story, I want the players to tell the story as well. And you'll hear me a lot as I'm DMing, hey, what is the name of this tavern? Or tell me what you see as you're walking through this building or walking through this temple. So Cipher system is going to give the players more, it's going to give them more freedom to, create the world around them as well. So I'm really looking forward to building that codex for Fantasy Grounds also. It's going to be really good. So the next major thing that I want to talk about is the Patreon page. Now, the Patreon page I launched a couple of days ago. I did not announce it. I did not tweet it. I did not put it on Facebook. I did not say anything about it. Several people have noticed it and contacted me, but I just want to let you know the Patreon page is live. I've put a lot of thought. I've put a lot of effort. I've switched things 1,000 times probably, and they may change in the future. But what is up there now is going to stay. There are a lot of rewards. I believe there's 6 reward levels. There are plenty of other patron contributing levels as well, and there are going to be rewards in each level. And we'll take a quick peek of the patron page. All right, everybody. So here is the new Digital Dungeon Master patron page. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why is this called Digital Dungeon Master? You've been tabletopping for 4 years. Well, that is correct. You're absolutely correct. It is still going to stay tabletopping, but I have made the decision to also add in Digital Dungeon Master because, think about it, everybody, that is what I do. I mean, that is exactly what I do. And the Digital Dungeon Master domain the website is also going to be digitaldungeonmaster.com. This is a domain that I originally wanted, and it was owned by someone, and I had to wait 3 years, almost 4 years, to get this domain name. And the owner did not want the domain anymore. I guess the owner tried to previously sell the domain for a ridiculous amount of money, and I'm not going to pay for a domain name. So I did get a notification that the domain name became available. I had to wait, and this was last year, so I had to wait like another year or something like that. And I got the domain. So I snatched it right up. The website, well, you'll still be able to get to the website via tabletopping.net. I'm still going to keep that domain name. It's going to be routed to digitaldungeonmaster.com. But guys, digitaldungeonmaster.com, it fits the theme better than tabletopping. I'm not literally sitting around a tabletop playing tabletop games. I wish I was, but unfortunately I'm not. I am playing digitally with all of you. So Digital Dungeon Master, that is going to be part of the new transition. Alright, so as you can see, here is the patron page. This is what I've been talking about releasing for quite a while. I have released this early, even with all of the delays. I said that everything was going to be released at the same time, and I kind of reneged on that a little bit and put out patron early. So, as you can see here, you can go to patreon.com/digitaldungeonmaster, and it'll bring you right to this page, and you can help support what I do. A lot of people have been asking, hey Dave, why don't you do 3, 4, 5 games a week anymore? I'm getting bored at work. I've already watched all of your videos, and you need more content coming out. Well, simply put, I can't put out what I was putting out previously without going back to work full time. And I've already touched on this before. So this patron page is to bring the games back to the community for the people that have been asking for them for the last 6 months since I've toned it down. So with goals, this will allow me to concentrate more on putting more content out without having to go back full-time to work, because when I go back to work full-time, this will be very, 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 very periodically I'll be putting something out. We all know that would be the case. So with this Patreon, this will allow me to continue to do what I'm doing. So if you want to support and help support me creating content, there are going to be different levels that you can contribute. Now, the first is $1, and this is going to give you access to all of the activity feeds that I create. And you'll be able to see different announcements and yada yada yada. You'll be able to respond to those and communicate with me on Patreon, which is great. There's a $5 reward, $5 pledge, and this $5 pledge is basically the same thing as a Twitch subscription. And if you want to move from Twitch to Patreon, that's great. Because if you do that, you're going to be able to get into the official Adventures League games. And, you're going to be able to, sign up for the games on Patreon, etc., etc., etc. If I don't have enough Patreons for the night, then I'll open it up to everybody that's, in the channel. So we'll always have a game, and hopefully we'll always have a game as long as people are willing to play. So there's a $5 pledge level, there's a $10 pledge level. This $10 pledge level is also going to, give you access to the games and the signups. So if you're $5 or more, you'll be able to sign up for the games. The dollar pledge is you'll just have, you'll be able to see the feed. So when you do the $10 or more contribution a month, in the future, that is going to add in more, rewards for the world that I'm creating. And there are a couple reward levels if the patron contributions get up to a certain, point, then that's going to allow me to forego altogether looking for work full-time and maybe go back to work in a part-time capacity and still do this. So I want to create my world. I have books and books and books on my shelf of notes, of stories that I've wrote, of all these cool items, of all these cool places, all these villains, all these good guys. I've wrote about the gods of my world, and I want to put all that onto paper. And, I'm not getting any younger, and hopefully this will become a reality, and I'll be able to do that. So at the $10 or more pledge a month, you'll get access to all of the world as I create it. The mechanics, I'll be giving out notes and stuff that I have. You'll get PDFs as I create them. You'll be able to get into the secret play testing of the games, give me feedback. You'll be able to create content for the world yourself at a certain, patron level. You'll be able to create towns, monsters, deities, be able to go to the planes, the depths of hell, the skies, the heavens above, the underworld, the depths of, everything. You'll be able to help contribute and bring this to reality and add to what I've already got written down and what I'm going to be creating. So it's going to be really awesome. And I hope that I'll be able to do this. And, depending on the patron level as well, the reward level, I'm going to be able to not only do this in the rule set that I want to create, but I'll be able to convert this for 5e, and I'll be able to convert this for Cypher System, because I like those two systems, and I like the licenses that they have. So not only will it be in my game, but it'll be available for 5e and also for Cypher System, which is going to be really cool, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that in the future. So there's a $20 pledge, a $50 pledge, a $100 pledge, and the rewards just continue to add more and more and more. There is also a special pledge as if you have, I've been contacted before, and I've talked about this in, either on a previous video of This Week in Tabletopping or maybe on the stream. I've been asked via email or in stream how much I would charge to Dungeon Master a game. And there's a lot of debate in the air about this, as I've said. Some Dungeon Masters charge $25 a person. Some Dungeon Masters charge $15 a person. So it just depends on who is doing this. And believe me, there are a lot of DMs out there that charge to do games, and I never knew that. So here's the opportunity. I'm going to have 2 twice-a-month games available for $180 every month. $180 a month will give you and up to 4 friends the chance to play in a game. It will be a private affair. It will not be streamed or anything like that. And you'll be able to play twice a week. Well, I'm sorry, twice a month. I'll rephrase that, twice a month. And it's for 4, if we go over 4 hours, no problem at all. You'll be able to choose from a number of games from 13th Age, Cypher System, Dragon Age, D&D 5, D&D 4, Fantasy Age, Pathfinder, a Rules Light version. I'd even be willing to do a Rules Light version of Pathfinder, Savage Worlds, any setting you wanted to, or Shadow the Demon Lord. So a lot of people will be on the fence about this. Some people say, I'll never play in a game that I have to pay for. Well, some people will, and I understand some people won't. Now, if I was looking to play a game and I'd never had luck at a game store or online, and if I could find someone that would, actually care about the game and actually put a good, decent game together, I would contribute to that person. I definitely would, because I would want to play. And I would have done that probably years ago if I would have known about D&D was on the internet. If I knew that Roll20 was there, or even though they're fairly new, I would have done that years ago without a problem. So the day and time, we'll get together. We'll figure out what day and time would be good. Obviously, we won't be able to do it on certain days that I've already got, games going on. If you want any kind of house rules, any kind of special house rules, we can add them in if you want. If you want to switch to game systems between all of these, I don't mind if you want to switch once in a while, as long as I have enough notice in advance to where I can prep another game for you. We'll use Fantasy Grounds. You don't have to pay for anything. And part of all of this patching also goes to me being able to purchase more content, more stuff from Fantasy Grounds. It's going to give me the ability to purchase more maps. I'm not an artist. I build maps via Dungenie, and I create maps. So I need assets. So I need map packs. I need tile packs. That's how I make maps. I'm not an artist. So I can't draw. So it's going to give me an opportunity to purchase more assets, more trees, more bushes, more shrubberies, more herrings, more tile packs, and much more, so I can put these games on all the time. It's also going to allow me to hire and commission artists later down the line to make art for the world that I'm creating. So there is a lot of things that I'm looking to do with this world that I want to create, and hopefully it will become a reality. I'm hoping. So, but it takes time to do this. And then, I could eventually do this, but working full-time and still doing games, it just would pretty much be an impossible task to do. So that is the whole reason why I've created this Patreon, is to give the community more games that they've been asking for months, and also it's going to give you an opportunity to play in some games. So let's take a look at the reward levels. So the first goal, as you can see, has already been met. Already been met. The $150 goal, $150, is unlock the Friday game. So every other Friday, starting on August 5th, we'll do a D&D 5e game. All of the $5 and up patrons will be able to join in. If we have more than enough, sometimes people will have to sit out. So I'll run a game with 6 people max, but that's it. I can't go over 6. It just gets too chaotic. So, like I said, you'll get to make your own character. You'll be able to bring it from week to week. You'll get XP rewarded. You'll get loot, rewarded. There will be all kinds of items rewarded, etc., etc. And you can take your character and go play in other games, and then come back and play in these games, which is really cool. I think it's really cool. So, hey, there we go. Now the second goal is $250, and once that goal is reached, then that every other Friday game will go to every Friday. Simple enough. Then at the $400, a second game will start. Probably will be on a Saturday. Now I'm actually playing in a game on Saturday now, and it gives my Saturday open availability to create another game. So, patron level gets to 400, then I will create another game, and it will be every other week. Next reward, if the level gets to 500, then that's a month. That's not a week, it's a month. Then I'll do that twice. Pretty much, I'll do both games, Friday and Saturday, 4 times a month. So we'll have 8 games for the community. That's a lot. That is a lot, and it'll be all AL, and it'll be fun. Now, the next goal is going to be $750, and that's where, this is where it's going to start being to where I can just maybe go back to work part-time and do this the majority of the time. And $750 is not a lot of money, guys, but it doesn't, you know, working part-time will supplement that, and it will give me the opportunity to create this world that I want to create. And, you know, this is what I've figured out with my situation. This is where I can start creating my game. Start taking those books, those, you know, ledger books that I have, those 3-ring binders, and start creating this world that I have. And I would love to be able to do that. And there will be, you know, contributor levels that will give you rewards. You'll be able to create NPCs like we've already talked about a couple of minutes ago, and also some physical stuff as well. So, and then there's one last one, which is $1,000 a month, which is pretty much going to solidify it to where I'm going to be able to work on this stuff for a good amount of time and into the future. So, now there is a disclaimer about the games. And the disclaimer is, if the total contribution dips below the minimum, then I will continue that game until the end of the month. And then at the end of the month, I'll have to reevaluate things. And, you know, I don't want it to be somebody's going to make a contribution to get it up to an every Friday game. And then it dips back below, and then, you know, so that the minimums have to stay there. If the games are going to continue, the minimums just have to stay there. So that is a disclaimer. And another disclaimer is the games could change, and, you know, the days and times could change. So nothing major, you know, just days and times changing, and the minimum goal has to be kept above the minimum to keep that game going. So that's pretty much it about Patron, guys. I know some people have been looking forward to this. Some people, you know, I understand. Some people will, you know, not want to contribute to Patron, which, hey, I appreciate people just watching the games. I really do. So if you want to contribute, hey, that is great. And I appreciate all the support that I get. I really do. I totally appreciate it. You guys just have no clue. So that's everything with Patron. And I think that's pretty much going to be about it for me this week. I wanted to, you know, have the 3 big announcements as getting a contract with Fantasy Grounds for the foreseeable future. Also, second big announcement is the Patron page, and the last big announcement is the first goal's already been met, and we're going to have a twice a month Dungeons & Dragons 5e game every other Friday night, starting next Friday on August 8th. So if you want to play in these games, check out the Patreon page, go to the $5 level, contribute, and start signing up for games. I'm going to have these games posted. I've already got the first 2 games posted, you know, which I'm going to try to get these things a month in advance. So that'll give plenty of time to have people be able to commit to these games. And if you sign up, please show up. That's all I ask. So there you go, everybody. That's what the big announcements were. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. I always check the comments on YouTube, so I try to respond to all of them. Sometimes one will sneak by and I don't see it because I don't get alerted about it, and then when I'm checking everything, I'll find some from 10 months ago or a year and a half ago that I never replied to, and sometimes I just sneak by the notification thing. So, alright guys, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next Monday for the new video, hopefully with some more updates and all that good stuff. So thanks guys, thanks for everything, and happy gaming.